Hello and welcome to season 2 of Cancer on the Street podcast. It's been a long, long time. I sat here talking to you all and I have missed you terribly. If you're new here, welcome. I'm your host, Dr. Omolola Salako. I'm a consultant clinical oncologist, and I launched Cancer on the Street podcast in December 2023 with a mission to tell 1 million African cancer stories so that we can change the terrible narrative on the continent, help more people stay informed to make better healthcare decisions, be inspired to live and celebrate our wins, whether small or big. And I've got great news for you. I just published a new book called The Gifts of Survivorship. You Are Bigger Than Cancer. So if you are wondering where have I been in the past 2 years, that's what I've been doing, writing. It took me 2 years and I'm launching it with the Cancer on the Street podcast. To bring more value to my community and the Gifts Book Club, this podcast is based on my book. So what is this book and podcast about? The book, Gifts of Survivorship, is not just a medical guide. It's a blueprint for a holistic journey. We're going to look at healing beyond treatment through 3 lenses: emotions, spirituality, and your relationships. In the next 10 video episodes on this podcast, we'll explore the 10 pillars of survivorship, which will help you navigate this storm. This season is for anyone dealing with cancer, caring for someone with cancer, whether you're a professional or you're a loved one. The title of my new book is The Gifts of Survivorship. You Are Bigger Than Cancer. And GIFTS is an acronym which I have practiced for the past 20 years as I cared for over 10,000 cancer patients. Each letter in GIFT stands for a pillar of strength, and there are 10 of them. G stands for God and goals. I stands for information. F stands for food, fruits, family. T stands for treatment. And S for side effects, song, sleep, serenity. And so there are 10 pillars that will help your mindset become bigger than cancer. With the book, you can start anywhere. You can start with faith, chapter 1, or with nutrition. What matters is that you find something in these pages and these episodes that help you heal. This isn't just about managing a disease. It's about rediscovering yourself. It's about the decision to live a life that is purposeful, even when it is interrupted by a diagnosis like cancer. Now, cancer is a word that doesn't respect age, tribe, race, gender, nor affluence. A word that doesn't care about your plans, your bank account, or who you love. That word is cancer. When cancer enters someone's life, it is uninvited, and it's like a thief in the night that creeps into homes, threatens to steal a person's joy, a woman's confidence, a man's plans, a child's future, a family's sense of control. If you've been diagnosed with cancer or are caring for someone dealing with this condition, you might be sitting there looking at me and asking, why me? How did I get here? What is all this jagbajantis? Every scan, every test, every bit of medical jargon you hear in the hospital feels like a thorn or a stab. But I'm here to tell you and to speak to you as a human being, not as a doctor, that right now, I need you to believe you are bigger than cancer. And I know this because I see people every day dealing with cancer. And it's a world shaped by pain, loss, but also by incredible courage and purpose. And my job today is to speak life into your life. Now, I'm not saying this carelessly, but I have taken care of thousands of cancer patients over 20 years, over 2 decades. And one thing I have seen with my patients is how cancer causes self-doubt, distracts them from fulfilling purpose, causes a large amount of fear, and many people describe it as a very heavy weight that creates a sense of numbness. They don't even know how they're feeling. It makes people feel as though they have stopped existing as human beings and all they think about is this thing called cancer. It is definitely a life altering diagnosis that puts pain in people's hearts and holds their plans. Consequently, many people are unable to focus on what really matters because they're focused on this medical jargon, this diagnosis, visiting the hospital many times. And it makes it easy to forget that you are bigger than this cancer diagnosis. But more importantly, before you got diagnosed with cancer, you have a mission and you must fulfill it. So that's what this podcast is about. That's what my book is about, to remind you about this. I want you to not struggle with your identity or your mindset. It's one thing to go through an illness, it's another thing entirely to figure out who you are becoming because of this illness. Are you a victim? Are you a victor? Or are you a Victoria? And really, in essence, that's why I've written the book, The Gifts of Survivorship. You Are Bigger Than Cancer, as a reminder and a guide to transform your personal pain into a purposeful blueprint for you or anyone navigating the university of life that is cancer. And people have asked me, why did it take you so long to write this book and what's your motivation? First, I'm honoring my own personal loss. I lost my sister, my younger one, to cancer. Her name was Omoseun Rebecca. And in 2003, she was diagnosed and died from cancer at 18 years old. And that was my entry into oncology. I was her family caregiver alongside all my entire family. And we showed her a lot of love, but writing this book also tells my own story as a family caregiver and my story as an oncologist. And it serves as a reminder that you are bigger than cancer. The second motivation is I'm declaring a mindset for you that for over 2 decades, I have been trying to tell patients that you sit in front of me with a diagnosis, but your life is bigger than this cancer diagnosis. And my goal is to help you become who you are born to be as you watch this episode and read the book. If you know anyone who needs to watch this episode, please invite them. I want you to have inner peace, hold on to hope, and have your sense of purpose intact. The book goes on to address other things, and I want you to be able to answer the question, why me? It was a question I asked myself when my sister died from cancer. Why did my sister die from cancer? I look back now and I understand that if she didn't go through that, and if I didn't go through caring for her, I wouldn't be writing this book, creating this podcast, which will become of immense value to anyone who watches or reads the book. And so, as you go through the podcast and the book, you will find comfort. It will give you effective coping mechanisms, and you'll be able to sift through the good, the bad, and the ugly of this thing called a cancer journey. Lastly, I wrote this book because I want to integrate faith and science. And as you go through the different episodes, we'll talk to religious leaders, we'll talk to medical experts, and I want you to have the right anchors to help you stay balanced when you feel troubled. So, see you in episode 1, and thank you for joining me.